Hello, welcome back. My name is Jason Allen. This is step 4 in the 5-step mini-series, Jumpstart Your Trading. On this particular video, I want to talk about doing it in real time. I want to talk about just getting in. You got to have an account up and running. Remember I told you, I really believe this. Psychology is the most important part of this, and most people aren't really prepared to accept that potential until they've already been through maybe a handful of accounts. They've funded, blown out, bought some system, didn't have any idea how it worked, didn't know what its thinking was, didn't know what their thinking was, whatever. The point is that they've spent a lot of time and effort and a lot of money and haven't really made any progress. What I'm attempting to do with these series, a small mini-series, is to kind of give you just a brief few things that you need to focus on, and sooner or later, that all needs to turn into a cash balance that's growing. In order to do that, you've got to trade. And what we're going to do on this particular broadcast, this particular video, is just give you the highlights as to why you need to get started sooner rather than later. So let me get the PowerPoint up and running for you. Okay? Okay. You need to open a live account sooner rather than later, in my opinion. So why should you do that? Well, let's talk about that. Before we get started, though, of course, remember, trading is a risk investment. You could make or lose money at any time. It's not suitable for everyone. So make sure you're emotionally and financially suitable for trading. I want to make sure that we never miss that so that nobody's getting started that shouldn't be. So let's suppose that you are ready for this and you've done your homework and you've gone through all the stuff that you could possibly review, and spent a couple of weeks writing out a plan and maybe reviewing some demo systems. You've really done some good quality homework. Why a live account so soon? Because you can't pretend to do this. Either you're going to do it or you're not. Either you will enjoy doing this or you won't. So by trading in a real-time account right away, you'll learn very quickly if trading forex is something that will work for you. I'll give you an example from real life. I used to think it would be really cool to learn how to box, and in fact, one of the guys that's a famous trader here in Chicago, Jack Sander, was president of the Merck for a while, chairman of the Merck for a while. Was a Golden Gloves champion. I used to think boxing was really neat. I used to like to watch boxing when I was a kid, and I decided to get into ring and try it. And I just got my rear end waxed. I just didn't have what it took to box. How ridiculous would it have been for me to keep boxing and just getting my nose broke every 3 days? It just wasn't for me. I would never have known that unless I got in the ring, tried it, and realized the same for me. You've got to trade to find out if it's for you or not, in my opinion. You can make the decision about risk adverse and whether or not you're emotionally suited. You may be perfectly emotionally and financially suited. You may have lots of money to do this with its disposable income, and emotionally you enjoy taking risks. That's great. And you get into forex trading and you realize, you know what, this really isn't for me. I don't like it. Okay, great. On to the next opportunity. On the other hand, if you do love it and it's something you really want to do, right, you're going to cut through the crap and get right to the business of trading. Now, most people say, well, I don't want to trade right away because if I do that, what if I have losses? Because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to have losses. Well, so what? You are going to have losses. Nobody has 100% winning trades. Nobody. George Soros, considered to be one of the top traders in the business of forex, regardless of what you think of the guy's politics or where he's at right now, in his thinking, George Soros was an excellent trader. He did not have more than about maybe 57% winning trades. One of the things you'll learn if you get deep into this business and the probability theories that are involved, and if you listen to me consistently through my broadcast newsletters and other products I offer, you'll see I talk a lot about probabilities. One of the things that you're going to find out is that there is no such thing as a system or a set of rules that'll give you a no-thinking required success factor. You're not going to plug in some black box and make 80% winners or 90% winners and just sit in and watch the money come in. That's not accurate assessment of how this business works, right? So your goal with trading immediately after you believe you have a serious interest in forex is to get in touch with what you personally need to learn to be successful. Your losses are your best friend. Now, you can buy products like what I have and services like I have and all the rest that'll help minimize the damage you do to yourself when you lose. You're going to have losses. The purpose of the losses is to say, hey, buddy, you need to learn X. Get serious about learning X. Then you can focus in on finding the tools, skills, and abilities to solve the X factor that is true for you. Everybody's a little different. And everybody needs to learn that. And the only way you are ever going to find out what that is if you don't BS yourself into paper trading for more than just a short period of time. You get in there and get your nose bloodied. Once you've got it bloodied and you know this is for you, you're willing to stay in the game and you're willing to find that better quality system. You're willing to learn what you need to learn if you're going to invent your own. You're going to find out what you got to do, right? The bottom line is that you're going to have to learn that everyone is different. Every individual trader has a unique set of issues to deal with and develop. Think of it this way. You're starting a business for yourself. Only you know what your starting point is. Only you know what you want from it. Only you know what your strengths and weaknesses are. Your business is your business. Think of the type of systemized approach you're using as saying, well, maybe I'm going to run a storefront. Maybe I'm going to do door-to-door. Maybe I'm going to do mail order. Maybe I'm going to do internet business. You can create it any way you want. And that's the beauty of forex trading, is that you're in business for yourself and you have unlimited opportunity, unlimited self-expression. But you know what? Until you open a trading account, get in the game and find out what you're missing and what you actually do have that works, you're not in a fair position to benefit yet, right? Your first benefit is you receive by trading immediately. The first benefit you receive by going in there, maybe it's only been 3 weeks into this interest you have in forex, doesn't matter. You're going to confront your fear of doing something new to you. Think about the first time you stood on the diving board as a little kid with your floaties on your arms. Your parents were saying, jump off, I'll catch you. And you're like, I can't do it, right? And then you finally just got that courage up and you jumped in and you found out it wasn't so bad. And then maybe you became a serious interest in swimming and diving. That's how all of the great athletes in history started. They started with confronting that fear. Maybe this isn't for me. I got to find out. Getting in the game and finding out they love it. That's the first thing that you're going to do. You're going to confront your fear of doing something new to you. Every successful trader has had to face whatever it is that holds them back. I had to. Everyone has to. The only way to really do that is to get in the game for real and play, not sit on the sidelines. Get in the game and play. Otherwise, you're BSing yourself. Now, here's the good news, is you can do that with almost no money these days. Almost every one of the trading platforms that I could show you, or guys in the business that I could refer you to could show you, all of them have minimum balances that, is very little money, a couple $100 maybe. I don't recommend doing that unless that's what's best for you, because you need to have enough money to make it make sense to you. But at the same token, there's almost no barrier to entry anymore. The reason I think forex is so exciting as an opportunity for you and me is there's a boatload of money coming with this changing dollar here, moving through '08 and '09. As we head out to the end of the first decade of the new millennium, boy, I'm telling you, there is some huge opportunity. And you know what? There's no barrier to entry anymore. You don't have to be a bank to do this. You don't have to be a multi-million-dollar hedge fund. You don't have to have a magna cum laude degree and work from Harvard Business School. Anybody with a mouse, an internet connection, and a few $100 and the willingness to learn has what it takes. I think that's why the sooner you get started, the better. If this is the right thing for you, get in the game, man. Really. The point that I want you to focus on really is that there's a benefit to trading in real time, which means basically you've got to get confronted on what it is that's your issues. Everybody's got something different. By hanging out, doing nothing but pretending to trade on your own without any help, you're really just kind of, you're playing solitaire. It's not a game you can win. You know what I mean? So your goal is to open a trading account in real time. Now, if you followed step 1 through 3 before we go ahead and get started, like write the check and fill out the forms, you would have already done some paper trading to get acquainted with, the basic systems that are out there. It's my opinion just to open your live trading account sooner rather than later. All the trading systems are basically the same. They all have relatively the same features and benefits. Some have a little bit of difference than others, but for the most part, the marketplace has evolved to the point where no one system is going to be the end-all and be-all anymore. They're all got similar functions, and you just need to find the one you like. And now you're done learning that system by paper trading. It's time to open your account and begin executing in real time. Now, step 5, which we're going to talk about in just a minute, is how to make that early few weeks and months, or even a couple of years, or early years, really, really beneficial and profitable. Most people, it's well, let's just go ahead and get to step 5, the last up, and then we'll get you started. Okay?